Good morning and good afternoon. What are essential oils and how do they work is the topic we're going to explore with Candy Thayer, who is an ecstatic wellness body and energy healing professional. Candy is a massage therapist, Reiki master, biofields tuning practitioner, certified crystal healer, and an aromatherapy wellness advocate for the last 18 years. I am Amita from Nourish Talk, a platform for natural and holistic therapies. I would like to introduce all of you to Candy Thayer, who's joining us from San Jose, California. Welcome, Candy.
Hi there. Thank you for having me. I'm so
Great.
excited to be here.
Let's start with the basics of what are essential oils.
Sure. So the essential oils are basically the essence of the plant. So they're extracted by either steam distillation or there are various methods. Steam is the most common, but they're made from either the roots, the seeds, the leaves, the flowers, the bark, what maybe sometimes the rind, such as in the orange oil. So whatever part of the oil the plant has that oil, it's extracted from there. So they're concentrated chemical compounds in each of these oils. And what they do is they serve as a protection mechanism for the plant. So they can either serve as protection, reproduction, or regeneration. For instance, they can be found to heal the plant from infection or ward off unpleasant insects or attract herbivores to help pollinate the plant. So these are aromatic compounds of the plant actually are beneficial to the plant's life, and that's what they're there for. And fortunately, we get to benefit from these beautiful aromatic therapies also. They're very powerful for us humans as well.
So I just had a question. You said they're made for roots, seeds, leaves. So when we are let's just take an example, for example, lavender, right? So are you going to combine the roots, seeds, and leaves of the lavender plant, or only the leaves would go separate and the seeds would go separate? And that's kind of what I'm trying to understand.
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So say, for instance, lavender is made from only the flower parts, but cinnamon would be made only from the bark. Cumin would be made only from the seeds. So for instance, the orange plant, the orange tree, the bitter orange tree, we get 4 different essential oils from that. From the orange fruit itself, we get the wild orange oil. From the leaves and barks, we get the petitgrain oil. From the I think it's from the one of them is bergamot. So bergamot is what we find in Earl Grey tea. So I'm getting confused. I don't know which is the leaves and the barks of those two. But then the orange blossom, we get neroli oil. So completely different. So one is a citrus and one is a floral and one is a bark, you know what I mean? So it just depends on which part of the plant is producing those oils. And orange is a case where we get many different oils, but usually, like say, frankincense comes only from the bark of the tree, not the leaves or the seeds or any of that.
That's very interesting. So let's talk about the history for a bit.
Yeah, so there's over 3,000 identified varieties of aromatic compounds to date, and the use of essential oils began in Egypt back as early as 3500 BC. So they were using essential oils for religious purposes, say frankincense and myrrh, for worship and prayer, for cosmetics. For instance, their oils great for anti-aging. So they were using oils for their hair and their skin, as well as medicinal. For instance, mint is great for digestion. So they were using these oils for thousands of years.
And that's amazing because, you look at some of the other like acupuncture, or Ayurveda, those two medicinal systems have been around for 5,000 years. So has the essential oils approximately the same time frame or maybe more.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think it's just been kind of more recently in the past 10 years ago that people are finding the power of these oils. You know,
Yeah.
back in the day, we were just, oh, I want a relaxing thing, I'll put some lavender, but now we're using it for so much more.
Yes, yes. And so let's explain a little bit, how does it work?
Yeah, so the oils work with the olfactory system, which is the sense of smell. So it goes
Yeah.
through your nose into the limbic system of the emotional brain. And what happens is it goes through that system. The molecules of the smell go into your brain, and then your brain signals different parts of your body to say, when you're smelling lavender, it will signal your body to relax and calm down, go into the more parasympathetic mode. When you're smelling something uplifting, it'll signal your body to wake up and become more alert. So that's how that works. It's all very scientific.
So these are the different compounds, for example. I'm just trying to make it.
Yeah, so for instance, linalool is one of the compounds in lavender that
Okay.
causes it to make you relax. So there's many different compounds, or constituents, we call them chemical
Correct.
constituents. And I don't know them all by heart, but
Sure.
you'll have a consistency. So maybe all of the oils that are relaxing have this linalool, or most of them, right? So that's what their common theme is. They'll have the same constituents, and then they'll have some different ones that will offer a little something else as well. So they all have multiple constituents, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Sure, 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 sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so you talked a little bit about the inhalation. How else can we use the essential oil?
Well, the inhalation, I mean, there's many ways right there. So we can smell it right from the bottle, right? Smell it right from
Okay.
the bottle. We can put a couple of drops in our hands and rub it together and then do it this way.
Okay.
There also diffusers are very popular now.
Yeah.
You know, everyone has a diffuser, and that's a great way to, you know, get the smell while you're not having to hold a thing. They also make jewelry where you can put it in a little thing and have it near you, and you can smell it that way. What I really love to use in oils for in this way is when I'm doing my breath work. So I do breath work every morning, and it really enhances. Say if I'm going to do breath work before meditation or prayer, or if I want to do breath work to energize me, I'll pick and choose my different oils that way. So inhalation, I mean, right there, there's so many ways that you can use it.
Mhm.
But as far as topical, there's many ways there as well. For instance, I put oils in my face cream, and I put oils in my hair gel, and I put oils on my skin if I have a little blemish or if I have a burn. If you wanted it to go in for emotional or mental purposes, you know, many people like to put it right here on their wrist, and that's because there's a heart meridian here. So
Mhm.
you can put them on your pressure points, your what do you call it, the meridians and the acupressure
Mhm.
points. So
Yeah.
you can put them on the bottom of your feet. The bottom of your feet have the largest pores, so they go into the system faster that way. And this is a good place to put oils if you don't necessarily like the smell but you want the benefit. So yeah, I mean, all over your body, behind your ears, on your heart, if you're looking for forgiveness, or heart opening, on the back of your spine, if you want it to go, it allows it to go faster throughout your circulatory system.
Mhm.
So there are
Mhm.
many ways to use essential oils topically as well.
And so what is the like how much to use? Well,
1 to 2 drops is all you need.
okay.
So for many essential oils, we're taught to always dilute.
Yeah.
There's some that are so pure that you don't have to. However, it's good to anyway because there's a flash point. So the essential oils evaporate rather quickly. So if you're to mix them with a carrier oil, such as coconut
Mhm.
oil or any kind of massage oil, it
Okay.
stays on the skin longer so that it will absorb faster, and more of it will absorb rather than flashing off of your skin. So you can put like 5 drops in a little roller bottle like this,
Yeah.
and that's all you need.
In a
And
carrier oil and then kind of massage it on your body
mhm.
or to
And
massage it on
yes,
some. Okay.
Yes, and so this is a good point too. Many people don't know this, but when you put an oil on your skin, you want to rub it, and you don't want to just roll it on and leave it. You want to rub it in, because that will help the oil go in to your system more 90 to 100% of the oil, whereas only 4% of the oil goes in if you just were to dab it on and leave it. So it's important to just kind of rub it in pretty quickly like that.
And then I was reading a research that if you put it under your feet at night, you also have a better sleeping. You sleep better.
Absolutely. I do that every night. I have a couple of oils that I put on my feet every night before I go to bed and when I wake up as well. So
Wake up
yeah.
as well. So where would you put on under the feet or on top?
Well, so I have a particular a grounding blend that I put, a couple of grounding and adaptive blends that I put on my feet every morning and night, just so that I stay, especially in these times, these difficult times, it just helps me stay calm and centered, and it's like taking a vitamin twice a day. So it just keeps it in your system so you stay kind of even keel. Yeah.
Okay, so so let's talk about the uses. You say there's an oil for everything and everyone. So you talked a little bit about the calmness for yourself.
Yeah,
So help all of us without all of us are having a hard time right now.
Yeah. So there is literally an oil for everything, and with all of the different oils, we have so many choices, right? So for physical, you would use it for seasonal threats and immune system. So there's certain oils that I take when I feel like I might be getting a sore throat, or I feel like maybe allergies or a cold coming on. There are oils that can lower your blood pressure. They help with respiratory health. Say, for instance, eucalyptus, you want to rub on your chest to help you breathe. There's oils for pain and stiffness, anti-inflammatory oils that you can take internally. That's the other thing we didn't mention about taking oils internally. If we could go back just a moment, if that's okay, because I want to make it clear to people that not all oils can be taken internally. So if you're going to buy an oil off the shelf at Whole Foods or CVS or whatever, never take them internally, because the essential oil industry is not regulated. That means the FDA does not require them to put on the bottle what is in that bottle of oil. So they can be adulterated with other things, maybe toxic things. They can use a constituent of an oil that mimics another oil, and it won't even be the oil that they say is in the bottle. So it's very important not to ingest any oils unless you know they're super pure. And even the pure lines, there's oils that you can and cannot ingest. However, when you can, there's oils that I ingest during the winter to keep flus away and things like that. There's also oils that you can take for headaches internally, or any kind of pain or stiffness that way. So for physical issues, stomach issues, anything you have an issue with, there's an oil for that. As far as physical, mental. Mental, there's ones that you can take for brain fog or focus if you can't think clearly. There's oils to take for confidence, to boost your self-esteem. There's oils for clarity and creativity. Emotionally, oh my goodness, there's oils for anxiety, for let's go to our next slide there. I think that's so anxiousness, low, dark mood, maybe you're feeling a little depressed or sad. There's oils for uplifting, for energizing, for self-love. For spiritual, of course, there's meditation, releasing stagnant energy, boundaries, intuition. I use oils in all of my energy work for a variety of reasons. So there literally is an oil for everything.
Sure. Yeah. So, you talked about it, why we should use essential oils. So let's go a little bit more in detail now.
Okay. So each oil has multiple benefits. So for instance, if anyone's interested in or familiar with homeopathic medicine, if you were to take a homeopathic remedy from your homeopathic practitioner, you may be going to take it for one specific issue, but it's addressing many other issues that you didn't know that you had. So you're getting way more bang for your buck, so to speak. So each oil has multiple benefits. Plants are nature's medicine. They're safer than prescriptions. There's no side effects. So for instance, citrus is a generally mood uplifting, not so much energizing. They're uplifting, they're brightening your mood. The mints are energizing, which I forgot to put on the slide here. The mints are the ones that are energizing, kind of waking you up, making you more alert and ready to go. Such as peppermint. Florals are great for mood, emotions, calming, soothing, skin and hair issues. And the wood ones are more for like grounding, bringing you down to your center, bringing you more calm and centered. They're also great for skin and stress as well. So, and some of the benefits may cross over to certain oils, like one oil might be good for many of these things at once, but that's a general breakdown of what the different categories of oils do.
Sure, and we'll be going in detail in subsequent sessions, with each one of them.
Right.
This is more like an overview
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the importance of you mentioned about the high quality essential oils.
Yeah. So it's really important that you know where your oils are coming from. So you want to research the company, you want to find out their standards and their integrity. You want to know where they are harvesting their plants from. Some harvest their plants from the indigenous countries where those plants are from, and some just grow the plants here, which they may not be. We know that they wouldn't be as powerful because plants do best, and that's why they say buy locally, right? Your fruits and vegetables. You want to get your plants from where they're indigenous to. They have the most power, and it really makes a big difference. Some plants need to be harvested at a certain time of day to be more powerful, and some companies will go ahead and make sure to harvest their plants at that time to make sure that the oils are as potent as they can possibly be, and they're going to do what they say they're going to do. So you want to find out if they're testing. Many companies don't bother testing. Some there's testing you can find out right on their website, the tests and the results. You just have to know what you're purchasing. And I would say also, if you are purchasing one of the more well-known oils that we all know of and we know that are pure, please never purchase them on Amazon if you think that you're going to get them for a better price. They're selling them at the lowest price you can get them for, and if you're buying them on Amazon, that means they've been adulterated. There's not in the bottle what is supposed to be in the bottle. There's no way they can get it cheaper and then sell it to you cheaper, so that's a farce. So never do that. Never try to save a buck, especially when it comes to your health.
Sure.
Yeah.
But there's so many companies that are selling on Amazon, which it's very difficult for us as a user to know. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's why you need to do your research and talk with someone who, like myself, who's done research and knows their stuff. Because if you're looking for an oil just to make your house smell good, that's okay. But Glade air freshener makes your house smell good, but it's still toxic, right? So it just depends on what you're after.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the science. This is what the science at least say. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, for instance, you can treat acne with tea tree oil, alopecia. I don't know what this hair loss, like oils like thyme, rosemary, lavender. There's I just had a great thought that I was going to say and I forgot what it was. I'll come back to it.
Absolutely.
So citrus fruits have natural antibacterial properties. So citrus and dead sea salts have shown to inhibit bacterial growth in mice and act as anti-inflammatory agents. I think maybe the citrus oil alone without the dead sea salts is great. The sea salts are more for detoxing. Dead sea salts are great for detoxing. Bergamot helps fight against growth of common causes of food poisoning, but also, so speaking of some of the different benefits of the oils that each oil has, I'll say bergamot, for example. Bergamot is very calming, and it's good for this, fighting the growth of food poisoning, but it's also great for your self-confidence and your self-esteem, or helping you feel like everything's going to be okay. Lavender, for another example, lavender we know that it's good for relaxation, right? We take it when we want to calm down or feel good, but lavender is fantastic for skin lesions and any kind of sores or burns. Great for burns. If you get a burn, put lavender on it immediately. And if you get a 3rd-degree burn, you put a lavender on it immediately and all day long for the next day and a half, and you will have maybe a tiny bit of a dried up blister left. There will be no trace of the burn. So lavender is fantastic for burns. So burns, relaxation, I take it internally for relaxing if I'm feeling a little bit anxious. And then also lavender is great lavender is known in the emotional world as the oil of communication. So you put lavender on your throat or on your heart to help you speak from the heart. So you can see there's multiple uses for these oils, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, so and then in conclusion, we've known for thousands of years, and Helen Keller even said this little quote: "Smell is a potent wizard that transports us across thousands of miles and all the years we have lived." So they've known for many years the power of smell.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we are open for questions. I do see attendees in Zoom session. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask Candy. For some reason, I forgot to put our email here. I can put it in the chat window. You can contact us and you can ask questions right now. Like I said earlier, this was just an info session, like an overview session, I should say that, for essential oils. Candy would be coming in more to talk about specific, like we will take topics on mental health, for example, or some other topics that we could go a little bit deep dive into the details. But right now, if you have any questions on the overall high level essential oils, you're welcome to ask right now. I'll wait for a few seconds before I wrap up the session. Yeah, I think the essential oils, I personally don't use it on a daily basis, but I've noticed that I do use different type of oils for different things, like massaging myself or even on the face. Well, I do see a question coming up. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share. Okay, so there are questions. All right. Is this able to be accessed again for reviewing? Yes, this is being recorded live on Facebook. So you can view it, and we'll also put it up on YouTube. And then, yes, so this person is asking, do you have any favorite brands of oils you recommend? Maybe you can talk about 3 or 4 different brands. I think that's okay.
I know the pure ones I know of are doTERRA and Young Living. There's a couple of other ones that I have heard that are great and reputable, and I'm not recalling the name. Eden Botanicals, maybe. I think that might be one that people have mentioned to me, but I'm used doTERRA, so I just stick with that. And then those are the only ones that I know of that I would trust per se. I mean, and maybe not all of them because I only used the one. And I know there's Aura Acacia that you can buy at the Whole Foods, but again, maybe not super pure. So those are the 3 ones that or it's called Aura Acacia. I think everyone knows about that one because that's the one they have, one of the 2 brands they carry at Whole Foods. But then again, it's just if you're going to use it, if you don't really want it to use it medicinally, you can do that. But those are the 3 that I would suggest if you want it for medicinal, if you want real life-changing results. Right, because that's what we're trying to achieve here. These oils have life-changing results if you're using them correctly and using the right ones.
So that's what the other question is. Where could we purchase these oils? So one is at Whole Foods, the other would be through someone like you. Is that?
Yeah, you can contact me. I have a website, or you can order through me. And then that way I can sit down and go over with you maybe what your needs are, and pare down the exact one that might be good for you, because there's so many to choose from. And I can go over the emotional oil book with you, have you read each one, and have you kind of pinpoint which one or ones that are going to be best for you, rather than you just going testing, oh, I think I need this, buy it, try it out, not know if you're using it right, and then not knowing what results to look for.
Yeah, I've written our email here in the chat window, so you can email us if you need services. But otherwise, I think Candy has given you 3 or 4 different options.
Mm-hmm.
This, okay, I'll share. So our website is nourishtalk.com, but I am just sending you the email, our email, if you like to engage in consulting Candy. That's why I'm trying to give you that information. But she mentioned this is an educational session. We don't want it to be a sales session. So we are very careful that these are educational, informational sessions. So that's why,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. With that, we'd like to wrap up this session now, and we'll be coming back with Candy with more focused issues like mental health and some of the other things in the subsequent sessions. With that, I'd like to wrap up this session. Thank you so much, Candy, for being with us.
Thank you so much. It was great having you today.
Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of the day. Namaste.
Thank you. Bye-bye.